Hello there and a warm welcome to a brand new program that is focusing on the Africa Cup of Nations. The 2019 Africa Cup of Nations are set for Egypt, and Zimbabwe has a special interest in this particular edition of the Africa Cup of Nations. And I'm joined by Alois Bunjira in this particular program. Alois Bunjira, a former Cape United, former Warriors striker, but we're talking about football. It's called AFCON in Focus. Like we said, we are focusing on the Africa Cup of Nations. The first match, the very first match of 2019 Africa Cup of Nations is going to see the host Egypt playing against our very own Warriors. So the Pharaohs are taking on the Warriors in the first match. And what we are concerned about is the kind of result that we will get on that particular match. Alois, good to have you.
It's good to be here. It's good to be here. It's good to be talking about our own Zimbabwe national soccer team. You know, it's an adventure going to Egypt, AFCON. You know, we are all excited. Playing the host as well, you know, it gives us that adrenaline rush. You know, we want to know. Once we do well against the host, I think we'll be on our way.
And talking about that particular match, Alois, we want to look at how the two teams are going to shape up. We know that our Warriors play a traditional 4-3-3 formation. Our last encounter against Congo Brazzaville, that was at the National Sports Stadium. We employed that particular formation where we had Ronald Fumbizai playing left back. We had Teenage Adebe alongside Alec Ndimu as the two centre backs. Then we had, of course, Tendai Darikwa playing at right back. We had our two defensive link men. We had Marshall Munetsi and then Denny Dekopiri. But sometimes we also have Marvelous Nakamba. He did not play in that particular match, but most probably he will start as one of the defensive link men. We also had the captain, Knowledge Musona, usually plays as the number 10 in the team. And then on the right flank, we had Evans Rusike in the last encounter. Left flank, Kama Billiard, and then Pilani, that's the young man, Tino Kadewere, playing as the top man, top up. And looking at Egypt, what can we expect from Egypt?
Yeah, I think they will play a very compact 4-4-2 formation. You know, from the last matches that I have watched, you know, I've watched their friendlies. You know, I was on YouTube trying to figure out how they play. You know, usually, of course, they've got Shenawi in goals here. They've got Ahmed Mohamed. You know, the Aston Villa right back. He's playing here. Then they've got their two big defenders here. One of them also plays for West Brom Albion here. They're big defenders. You know, we'll be talking about them as we go through the show. And we also have El Mohamed here. You know, there are too many Mohameds in the Egyptian lineup. Yes, then we have got El Nani here, the Arsenal defensive linkman. You know, he is a very key member of the squad
like
for years. Yes, you know. yeah, he is forever there. You know, they depend on him very well. You know, he holds the team together. Then we also have Tarek from Zamalek. He is the one who usually plays here, but sometimes when they change formation, he comes in and plays right behind the strikers. But he usually plays alongside Mustafa here. There's Mustafa who plays here, or Shahat. They usually change between Mustafa and Shahat here. I've watched games where these ones have interchanged. Then they've got Mason here, the big striker. You know, he's like the target man. They are very lucky with these big strikers. You remember they used to have Ali Maha. They had Ahmed Mido. Yes, the only smaller striker was the notorious Mido. Yeah, I saw some pictures of him recently. He has lost so much weight. He's now like a boxer. Then they've got their own man they call Trezeguet. Here he is also coming in from the left. He is also supported from the right. This is their danger man, their trump card. You know, their man. He is their man. This one is their man, Mohamed Salah. You know, another Mohamed.
Just to hold you there, Alois, one interesting thing is that when you look at Trezeguet and at Mohamed Salah is left-footed,
yes,
but he plays from the right.
Yes.
And then Trezeguet right-footed, but plays from the left.
Yeah, I think they want to do it. You know, have you ever seen Lionel Messi playing on the left side? It's very rare for you to see Lionel Messi because they want that leeway of cutting inside. Okay. You know, once they cut inside, they just want their right. They just want their right for the crosses. You see, like when he comes here comes here, they want him to cut inside. Now he has got options. He can actually play. See, when he comes inside, he has got a supporting Mason here. He has got Tarek here, and he has got Shahat here, and Trezeguet also. He comes in here. So he has got all these options when he cuts inside. And the other option is if you don't close him down very well, he has got the option to bend the ball. We saw
just to hold you there. Alois, I know you have so much to talk about in as far as Egypt is concerned, but let's restart the formula. We want to talk about the threat that Egypt poses, because this is a key game for Zimbabwe.
Yes.
It's our first game. We're going to take on the hosts. The supporters are behind the team, but not much concerned about the supporters, because I'm sure the Warriors have gone to DRC and won in a fully packed stadium. What is the kind of threat that Zimbabwe can expect from this Egyptian lineup?
Yeah, we're gonna. What is the fans? Yes, it's a very big factor. I hope that they've been taught and they've been given a pep talk about the fans and all that. You know, the psychological help. You know, they really need that. But technically, on the field, you know, on the technical aspect, it still remains this. Mo Salah still remains to be the danger man, and the Trezeguet as well. For me, these are the most dangerous weapons for Egypt. You know, El Neni is just a holding player. He just makes the team stay together. But when it comes to Mo Salah, you know, he's individualistic. We all know for Liverpool, he wants to run at the players. Remember when we lost 4-2 at the National Sports Stadium? He was the architect. You know, he scored a hat-trick. You know, he scored 3.
He also bubbling with confidence after winning in the UEFA Champions League.
Yes, exactly. And you know, everybody expecting a lot from Mo Salah as well, because some people, you know, I heard also including Jose Mourinho, they're saying that for Mo Salah to actually have a strong challenge for the Ballon d'Or, he needs to have Egypt winning the AFCON. So he knows deep down that, you know what, I am the man. You know, if I perform well and Egypt wins, if I'm the main man, I'm going to gun for the Ballon d'Or. No, every player in the world loves the Ballon d'Or. Nobody, you know, he knows that this is it. You know, he can actually have a lukewarm first round of fixtures in the EPL at the beginning of next season, but this is the big one. He has won the UEFA Champions League already, so he's going to be dangerous. Why is
dangerous easy?
Why I feel that he is dangerous? We've got Ronald Fumidzai. Ronald Fumidzai is left-footed.
Yeah.
So he is going to be enjoying cutting inside, where Ronald Fumidzai doesn't have the strong right foot.
Right.
You see, so that is going to be dangerous. Like I said before, he has got four supporting players that are inside here. Once he cuts inside, he has got a lot of options. But his main weapon, we all know that he wants to kill. When he comes inside, he wants to kill it. So we shouldn't allow him to come inside. When we are further closer to the goals like this, we shouldn't allow Mo Salah to come inside. But when he is here, somewhere outside the goals, somewhere outside the 18 area, let's get him inside. Because why? Because we must have our defense. Let's say it's Tine Kadev coming in to close him. Then Deco must also come to close him, and Ronald Fumidzai must come and close him.
So it's all about, from what you're saying, Alois, if I'm getting you correctly, it's all about closing this space. Because Mo Salah is moving this way, and there's this space where he can come in, shoot at goal.
Yes.
So our goal is to close
him down. Remember, he also has his teammates supporting him like that. So when he is coming inside, there's a lot of space here. We can't be man marking here, man for man marking here. When we get into this position, we need to shift. We need to start shifting. So when he closes him down, Diego must also come from here, close him down, close the supply line, so that he doesn't cut his teammates away, so that we crowd around him. The dangerous thing that we can do when there's so much space behind is to let him go past on this side. Because behind the defense, once he goes behind the defense, now all these ones are coming inside, and it forces our defense to turn and face our own goal. So now it can be a square ball or a cutback, and those are the very dangerous balls.
One major question that one would ask, if Salah is able to go past Fumidzai and gets into this particular area, The only option for him is to use his right foot.
Yes.
Which is very weak.
Yes, no, but when he comes here, look already, he is in the box. When he comes here, you don't even need a lot of power.
Okay.
All you need is to just roll the ball across, because our defense is facing our own goals, they're facing our own goal, and the keeper is hesitating. Yes, so it's easy. It's not about taking a shot, it's just about rolling it in, cutting or cutting it back, which is very, very dangerous. If you watch football, like I was watching the Under-20 World Cup recently, most of the goals are scored from scenarios like this. Come inside here, just cross it across, either a square ball or a cutback or a ding over the goalkeeper for this guy coming from the far post. When the keeper is still moving here, he hears this across the goal. So this is the most dangerous. What I prefer for Mo Salah, if we want to tackle Mo Salah, is for us to say, Ronald Fumbizai, come here, block here, let him come inside. Once he starts going inside, squeeze him, and let Diego come in here and Alec Mudimu come here. Let's crowd him.
So that's all about containing Mo Salah.
Yes, no, so the same as well. With Trezeguet, that's the same thing.
Okay.
But with Trezeguet now, we need to be very quick, because Trezeguet cuts across very fast towards goal. He likes it. So if we are not very quick enough, you can close him down here. He has got the power. Trezeguet has got the quality. He has got the quality to actually go this way.
All right.
After cutting inside, he can still make another time like he's shooting. Cuts inside here, and it becomes very, very.
Right,
very
we'll be coming back to talk about Trezeguet. I think you've exhausted it in as far as Mo Salah is concerned. I'm hoping that the Warriors coaches are watching this and also planning around the same theme that you're planning. But right now, we'll go on to watch the highlights of some of the exploits that we've seen from Mo Salah. Welcome back. You're still watching AFCON in Focus, where we're focusing on the 2019 Africa Cup of Nations. Our very own Warriors are taking part, and in particular, their first match is against the host, the mighty Pharaohs of Egypt. It has been long since they won the Africa Cup of Nations. 2010 was the last time they won it, but they've got a golden generation, Alois, and we're talking about that threat, Mohamed Salah. And we're talking about closing down the spaces. If he cuts inside, then Zimbabwe need to close that space. But I'm just thinking, I'm a Liverpool fan, I'm thinking of that goal, Liverpool versus Chelsea, scored from that particular angle.
Yes, you know, a lot of people might be asking the same question as well. I know you guys at home, you'll be saying, if we let him inside, he's going to crack and score. But guys, that it takes individual brilliance. It doesn't come every day. Okay. You know, that kind of shot doesn't come every day. We know that. But what I'm saying is, it's still it's still outside of the box. You know, we need to trust our goalkeeper. Our goalkeeper, we've got a world-class goalkeeper in goals. Big man, you know, probably Edmos Banda is going to be probably in goals because George Gova is suspended.
Yeah.
Yes. So once he cuts inside, it will take in some serious brilliance for him to replicate that goal that he scored against Chelsea. But nevertheless, I am saying, as we know already, our strategy is to let him come inside. So by the time we know that Ronald Fumbi is going to allow him to come inside, so what does that mean? This means that he is also alert of the situation and make sure that he quickly closes the space so that he doesn't allow the shot. In case he does manage, there's also Denny Tekopiro or whoever will be playing in the defensive midfield position. Okay. He will have to come and close down as well. Make it very, very difficult for Mohamed Salah to come out of this situation. Okay. It's like a trap. We're setting a trap for him so that why I'm saying he should come inside here, because this space is very dangerous. I've explained. The only time you want Salah to go wide, a lot of coaches, a lot of players or fans, they'll say, let him go wide first. Yes, we go wide, but it depends in the position that you want him to go wide. Let's say it's now deeper here. Okay. Now it's deeper further here. Down. Yes, further down here. This is where now you want Salah to come. Let him go inside. Now it's more dangerous here to come inside. Okay. You see, now it's easy to place the ball from close range. Okay. Now this is where you need him to come out. Because that space, there's no longer the space. We now have the goalkeeper here to cut the crosses. We now have our defender who can actually, he doesn't now need to support this way.
Okay.
Now, as soon as Salah goes this way, our defender goes that way. Look at the space that we have closed. And the other defender comes here. We are closing it. We are closing it down.
Yeah.
And still Pumbi is still putting pressure on him. And who else? Which other defender have we got? The line. The line is also one of our own. He's also defending. He's running out of space for the line. So we have squeezed him here. The line, the defender, and Fumbi still chasing from outside. Then we close down the cross. This is how we want him to go wide. But when he's still here, there's so much space. There's too much space for him to run onto. He's quick, we all know. Once he goes inside here, he can actually go this way.
Okay.
Exactly. So it's very, very dangerous for us to allow him to go outside when there is so much space. So
there you have it. Sunday Chidzambwa, Raman Gumbo, Brenham Siska, and all the other guys. This is the way to deal with Mohamed Salah, according to our very own Alois Punjira. And I'm hoping that we're going to be able to deal with that threat. But there's also, Alois, another threat. Right on the opposite side of the field, there is another guy who plays in Turkey, Trezeguet.
Yeah.
What Salah does on the left side, on the right side, he also does on the left side. But most importantly, he's got these bursts of speed, just bursting into the box. How do we deal with this guy?
Yeah, for me now, I can actually say that he is much more dangerous.
Yeah.
Much more dangerous than Salah, you know, because when he gets inside here, he has got the power, he has got the skill to actually still go this way as well, and his left foot is not bad.
Okay.
As well, you know, he also has a better left foot than Salah has got a right foot.
Okay.
You know, so when he bursts inside here, he quickly bursts inside. He can cut as well. So I think the best way to deal with this guy is to quickly. It has to be really quick. Yes, it has to be really quick. Once he gets the ball, we need a player that comes here. He has to beat two. He has to beat two. We can't allow him to go there. So
here we have Tendai Darikwa. We have Ronald Mdimu,
yes,
and probably Marshall Munetsi, whoever will be playing there.
Yes.
So what happens here?
He needs to cut deep. We need to make two. Once he gets the ball, I think he needs to come deep. He needs to come deep so that we actually have more people more numbers in defense. Because this one, his biggest asset is once he feigns like he wants to shoot, he can cut in. So I hope our defenders also know that skill. So the best way to do it is to, as soon as he's running past Tendai Darikwa, we also need to guard against that movement, cutting across. With this one, I would rather maybe if we can let him go down, let him go down the line, and this one support this way.
Okay. Let's say this guy has been beaten.
Yes, and this one support.
So we're expecting Ronaldo Mdimu to close him down.
Yes, to close, and this one comes back here.
Okay.
I'll rather have that situation. Go 50-50 with him, and if you decide, okay, give him the line here and chase him. If he beats you, just let this one come here, let this one come here.
But just to hold you there, Alois, you are saying we should allow him to go down. This one closes him. Let's say by chance he's able to cross or beat this guy. They've got a very dangerous number 9.
Yeah,
very dangerous number 9. When you look at his turnover in terms of scoring goals, a very good goal scorer, but also very good in the air.
Yes. Why I'm saying, you see, when he goes down, I would rather he presses him so that he can go much deeper, so that he can cross this ball from way wide. From way wide. Once he's crossing the ball from way wide, our big guy here will have to play. Our goalkeeper will have to play his part.
Okay.
He will have to play his part to get to the ball. What I don't like is for Trezeguet to come inside. I don't want him to come inside as often because he is too quick. He has got this burst of speed that he can actually, once he takes off, you know, he can just side foot the defender that's coming inside. So rather let him and chase him from behind so that you can actually force him to make the cross. Rather he crosses than for him to come inside and do his tricks here. He can also play 1-2 with Mason here. Cut inside, boom, boom. He goes in here, he gets it here. I don't like. He's good. He's a better team player than Salah. Salah would want to do it alone. when he comes inside.
Bit selfish?
Yeah, you can say that. He would want to do it alone. But him, he is very good at it.
All right, Alois, what we have on the board, we also have in terms of motion pictures, and we have Trezeguet playing for his team in Turkey.
Pavelka yerden gol şansı Trezeguet. Trezeguet 1-0. Eduk pasını çıkarttı. Trezeguet vurdu. Gol oldu.
Welcome back once again. You're still watching AFCON in Focus, where we're talking about the 2019 Africa Cup of Nations, in particular focusing on the first game where Zimbabwe are going to be playing the host Egypt. My oh my, Alois, why did they do this to us?
Yeah, that's very cruel, but at the same time, like I said at the beginning of the show, it's actually quite exciting because once we do well against the host, our nerves are going to be calm. We can actually fancy our chances.
What's the best result, best scenario for us?
Of course, we win. To win, if we win, is the best result. But I still think that even if we draw, we can still say we have done well. Or if we lose by a small margin, we can still fancy our chances of beating the other two, so that we can still qualify.
All right.
These are the worst we're playing against.
Before we went for the break, we're talking about the threat that Egypt poses. We talked about Trezeguet, we talked about Mohamed Salah, and of course their big number 9. So much threat coming from Egypt, but we are Zimbabwe.
Yes.
We're also confident of what we can do.
Yeah.
What kind of arsenal do we have, or do we take into this game?
Yeah, I think our best weapons are our front four. If you look at Kamabiliad, most probably is going to be playing here. We've got Knowledge and Zvoma, like we said, and we are Ivan Rusike this side. Then we've got Tino Kadewere, most probably. Yes, I think these 4 are going to give us a lot going forward.
Just before we get into the nitty-gritties, I want to talk about this young man, Tino Kadewere. Obviously doing well in France, but there was a bit of a discord in the last encounter when he played against Congo Brazzaville. Do you think he's our best number 9, or should look for other options?
I think we should start with him.
Okay.
I think he needs that game. He needs that game. He hasn't really clicked with the national team, but nobody doubts his quality.
Okay.
I'm sure the day that he is gonna click, and I've got a feeling that this is the time for him to announce his arrival on the bigger stage, because he has got what it takes. I've watched him. He has got everything that you need in a striker. But you know what? There's a lot of talk. People want to see this bustling player and all that. But I think he is good with his movement. Remember these are big guys.
So what does he do now? What is he going to do in this game?
We want a lot of movement. He has to be trying to be looking to get in there, to be getting in here. I think it all depends as well with the supply line. What was happening against Congo? That's why where the discord was coming. Every ball coming from the back was hit directed at him. Long ball. And he is not that long ball kid. He is a very skillful striker. He doesn't thrive on
the field.
Yes. He doesn't thrive on shooting and passing, hustling for the ball and all that. He doesn't. You give him to his feet. He wants to come deep. Give it to him so that this one can support. This one can support so that he can play. He wants the spaces. Even if it's a cross coming in, he wants to get inside. If we try to just chip it so that he can fight and challenge with these big guys, we are not going to win. We can do that probably when we are chasing the game. We put in Yasham Sheku here, who can try to fight for these balls. But as long as it's Tino, let's try to play. If we play the way we played against Congo, we're going to be murdered. The Egyptians are going to murder us. Yes, because we are giving them. They are they're technically sound. We have got guys that are playing for Arsenal, guys that are playing for Liverpool, guys that is playing in Turkey. They are very technical. They know how to keep the ball and play. So if we just kick it with these big boys at the back, we are giving them the space. Remember, they also have Mohamed here who likes going forward. We give him to him.
Captain.
Yes, the captain. Salah gets inside, he goes all the way, and we don't want that. We would rather us have the ball. Let's play. I don't want to lie to you. Ian, we have got these boys that can play. Kama can play. We saw Kama playing in the CAF Champions League. Our Tariq, he knows Kama. He plays for Zamalek. He knows Kama very well. And we've got Ivan Zurusike. We've got Tino. We've got knowledge. These boys can play. We've got Nakamba. He plays in Belgium, big club, Champions League. He plays. So why are we bypassing them by just hitting the ball?
Let's play it on the floor.
Let's play.
You also bring a very important aspect, Alois. When you look at the central pairing, the central defensive pairing of Egypt, two big guys, the number 6 and number 5. So I don't think the area of ball will work anyhow.
It won't.
Because Tino will be out-jumped, out-foxed, and everything, he will be second to the ball. So like you're saying, we've got two people who can play very well. We've got the captain, Knowledge Msona. We've all got Kama Billiard. And then in terms of support coming from the back, we've got these two guys.
They're also four players.
There's also Fumbidzai. But how much should they go up front? Given the threat that we talked about, there's Mohamed Salah, there's the right back, there's Trezeguet. How much should these two go up front?
We don't need them so much going forward, especially at the beginning of the match. We want to size up the Egyptians. What we need is to rotate the ball. Let's play the ball around. Mo Salah, yes, he's used to pressing at Egypt, at Liverpool. But when he plays for Egypt, I've noticed he tends to be a little bit lazy. You know, he thinks, this is my time to relax. You know, when he's playing for Liverpool, he's chasing and all that. They don't play the pressing game. They don't.
So he stays up.
Yes, you see. So he doesn't want to. He doesn't do that. So they will give us room. Egypt will give us room to play. I watched them play at the World Cup. If you want to play, they'll give you the room to play. They don't really press. So we don't really need. They need to move forward systematically with caution. If it's on, yes, he can come in and support. But once he does that, he also can't. I think we need that situation whereby if it's developing here, because already we have got three
guys in attack.
Yes. So we don't really need to be because remember we are playing the home team here. We are playing the home team. We are playing one of the favorites as well. So there's so much need for caution. Let's just move as a team and allow these four to do the job for us up front. When we really need, when there is really a good opening, yes, you can go. But let's not just go. You know, Krabowski used to say, don't just go like a chicken without a head. You know.
I'm thinking of this guy. You're talking about Salah staying up top, and this guy, the captain, likes to move.
Mohamed,
likes to move. And there's this space being created for Zimbabwe. How quick should we be going into attack? We're playing it on the floor, no long ball, but how quick should we be in terms of being incisive, playing it in between the lines?
Yeah, I think we can only do that. You know, we need intelligence for us to do that. You know, we're talking about Liverpool, how they started Tottenham Hotspur, how they play and all that. So if we know that we want this guy, once he move forward, we want all these players should be aware of that same situation. You know, that's why you must always be thinking in every aspect of the game, every part of the match, always thinking what you have started. Okay, now he is here. What do we need to do now? We need to go, come on, let's go out quickly. You get what I mean? Yes. So, but we can't be passive. We have to be thinking for the whole 90 minutes, knowing what we want. Like we want to trap him. Oh, he is here. So once he has gone, what do we do once we get the ball? If he has gone up and we get the ball, we know he has gone. So what do we do? Boom, boom. So we must also all be aware that where is he? When you get the ball, where is he? The ball was developing from the right side. They lost it, so he's not there. So let's go, boom, 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 quickly. But if we know that
of the game, Alois, principles of the game in attack, we've shifted, we've moved. Let's say we've pegged them back into their own half.
Yes,
we're moving. Let's say Salah and probably the number 9 are back here. Trezeguet somewhere there. We've pegged them back. What kind of principles of the game should we use in attack? No diagonal runs, things like that, given the fact that we've got Tino here.
Yeah, like I said, we don't want to play high balls here. Tino is very good at playing 1-2. He is very technically gifted. Knowledge Msona is very good on the ball. We know also Knowledge Msona is very good at taking the shots even from outside. Let's play the nippy one. Boom, boom. Let's play 1-2 with him. Or else he can boom. Then Tino can play it out here quickly. Then Kama can go. And Kama can take on as well. Once Kama comes inside, he can try a shot. Once he goes down here, then Tino makes that dummy run like he's going to into the far post, come to the near post, and knowledge spins and come to the near post, and we've got Ivan Zurusige coming in.
Well, yeah.
We must have numbers into the box. That's why we have got all these attackers in here. I think one of the defensive midfielder can also join in here just for cover. The other one should actually stay, because by that time all these ones would have moved up here.
AFCON in Focus. This is a program which is focusing on the 2019 Africa Cup of Nations. I'm joined by former Warriors men, former Cape United men, former Darren T men. You've seen it all, and now a football pundit and even a presenter himself, Alois Bunjira. Good to have you. We have dissected Egypt, we have dissected the Warriors, and we've talked about the advantages that the Warriors have in this particular game. But most importantly, Alois, before we close it up, Zimbabwe. We have gone to the Africa Cup of Nations 3 occasions. Group stage. That's where we end. This time, what do we need to do?
Yeah, you know what? We have gone there. We have learned. You know, we went first time. We learned. We went for the second time. We were learning. And I think when we went for the third time, we should have tried to do better, you know, because it was the third time. But for the fourth time, we are not learning anymore, you know, especially with this group of players. They were all, most of the, I think about 70% of these players that are in this team
were there last time.
Okay, so we are not learning anymore. We learned how to deal with Mahrez. This is Mo Salah. Now we know all those kind of players. Now we have to do better.
Best case scenario, Zimbabwe, quarterfinals, semi-finals, finals.
I think if you ask me, Ian, if we manage to go to the round of 16, we can actually go to the semi-finals.
Okay. That's Alois Bunjira, a former Warriors man. He has also been to the Africa Cup of Nations, mind you. So we're talking to the real expert, and it was great having you, Alois, dissecting Egypt. And we hope that what we have talked about are some of the issues or principles that our coaches are going to apply when we face Egypt. No mean feat playing the host in the first game of the Africa Cup of Nations. This is AFCON 2019, AFCON in Focus. We're going to be back with more in the next episode. Remember, we also have got Uganda and, of course, the DRC. Keep watching.